Welcome to another Allies of Majesty Insights. Today I'd like to talk a little bit about a concept that in Allies of Majesty we call magnitude. A lot of tactical RPG and board games these days will incorporate the concept of flanking. Now, flanking is when you have one character in the center or in a location and you have characters on either side of that central character, causing them to kind of split their attention and giving them a tactical advantage. Now, we don't really deal with flanking in Allies of Majesty because flanking is a very physical concept. And in Allies of Majesty, we're asking, what is combat like in the spirit realm and for spirits in a very metaphysical way? So is there a concept like flanking that would play in a metaphysical way instead of a strictly speaking physical way? Now, in this case, there is a concept. There is the weightiness of one's presence. That's what we call magnitude. So it would be like if you are standing in a room and when you enter, it affects the environment. A king would carry a lot of magnitude. Other people that just have a very largely charismatic or influential personality or position will carry magnitude. In Scripture, the concept that we're calling magnitude is actually the Hebrew word kavod, which is often translated glory in Bible verses, in English translations. But glory has a lot of connotations that can be misunderstood, and I think magnitude really fits the usage that we're going for here. So I think that's a more exact word for what we're doing. You can see that concept show up in Scripture when God's Spirit rests on the tabernacle in a tangible, noticeable way. The glory cloud, they call it, of God. And it rests there, and same thing with Solomon when he dedicates the temple, and the glory of God, or the kavod of God, rests on the temple. In both cases, the weightiness of his presence was just too great. These people couldn't enter. Moses and Aaron couldn't enter the tabernacle, or the priests couldn't enter the temple because the presence of God was resting there. It was filling the temple. It was too great. They couldn't go in. They couldn't approach. Now, Moses later asks, "Can I see your presence, God? I really want to see your glory." And God says, "I'll tell you what. Here, let me place you in this crevice in this rock, and I'll cover you with my hand, and I'll pass on by. And then once I'm by, and my presence isn't going to be so overwhelming, I'm going to lift my hand up, and then you can see basically the back of me. And, it's not going to be so overwhelming, but you can see my glory after I pass by." It's kind of humorous if you break it down, but that's basically what's happening is God knows his presence, his glory to be seen fully is going to be too much. And so he says, "Moses, I'll let you see it, but here's how we got to do it. You can see a bit of it." This is the kind of presence that God has in the Bible. But he also says that he creates man with a specific glory. He crowned him with a glory. Job, when he is struggling, says, "You've taken my glory," or "My glory is gone," or something like that. I'll put it up on the screen. But basically, these are the kind of things that play in with this idea of magnitude or glory, kavod. In Allies of Majesty, kavod, like I said, is called magnitude, and that's expressed in a number. And so it's actually magnitude is one of the gameplay attributes. And so a tier 1 player or character, whether good guy, bad guy, is going to have a magnitude of 1. And when they reach a point where they're tier 2, they're going to have a magnitude increased to 3. It would actually take 3 tier 1 guys to equal 1 tier 2 guy. And so that's kind of a neat thing. You get that feeling. Let's say you're a tier 3 and you have 7 magnitude. It would take 7 tier 1 guys to equal you. You get that feeling like Sauron in the scene at the beginning of the Lord of the Rings movies where he's just swinging his mace and knocking back multiple guys. His presence is so great that it takes multiple people to offset him. And it's kind of the same way in Allies of Majesty. You even get a little bit of a size difference. It's not that you couldn't shrink down in to fit in a phone booth with somebody you're watching over. You can, because again, it's not about physical space, but the size that your character generally is compared to other characters is another representation of that magnitude, or another representation of the tier that you are, the weightiness and presence that you bring with you. So again, it's really a cool thing. Another way that Allies of Majesty is just a little bit different, because it's a game that's not made to be one size fits all. It is a game that's crafted to specifically address what it does. A game that takes you out of what you're so used to, where we have so many, everybody's a human or humanoid character. You might be a fantasy race, but you're still a material character. You're still a character that's bound by gravity and all those other things. You're playing Elohim, spiritual beings. Your characters are dealing with metaphysical issues and concepts, not material ones. And it gives just a unique taste to the game. And it's one more way that, I hope that you can enjoy exploring a new world and diving into, concepts that are present in the scriptural way of looking at things. Thank you very much. This has been another Allies of Majesty Insights, and we'll have more to come.